Today I'm going to show you how to DIY your own Christmas stocking. I happen to get to be doing the one for my baby this year, Caleb. If you can see, this is his little name transfer that's going to go on there. I'm super excited. So I chose to do a little fox because that's the theme that I did his nursery in, is foxes. So what I did was I went on Pinterest and I found this graphic by May Imagination, and it's a template of this little fox pattern. And if you're super crafty and super artsy, you can draw your own, but I'm not so good at the drawing part, so I chose to use a template. What I did was I printed my template and I cut it into pieces that look something like this. And then I placed it on my felt, and with a pencil, I just drew around the edges to get my marks, and then I cut it out. If you go to the craft store and you look for felt, you're going to find a couple of kinds. They usually come in a sheet, and you have one that is sort of flimsy and thin. This is stiff felt. When you shop for it, if you're looking for that kind of a texture, you're going to want to search for stiff felt. So when you mark out your template on your felt, as you're using your pencil, you'll notice when you're done drawing and you move this away, you're going to see a little bit of a pencil mark left on your felt. So you want to make sure that you cut shapes so that you can turn it over and have the clean side, which means that to some degree you have to pay attention which direction you cut. So if your tail is, you want your tail to face this side, you need to make sure you flip your template over so that when you're done cutting, you have a clean edge around your shape. You don't have any dark marks from your pencil on the exposed side. So once you're done cutting all of your pieces, you just want to start to layer each part together. I wanted to do a little bit of a snow scene on here, so I just cut my white felt. See, on my white felt there is a little pencil dirtiness on the edge, so I made sure that I cut it in the direction of my stocking in a downward pointing shape so that it matches the contour. I'm using hot glue to attach these pieces. The next thing I want to place is my fox, because he's sort of the centerpiece and this is his little body. So I'm going to go again on the back side of my felt, put a little dab of glue, and put him down right where I want him to stand, right here. Next is his tummy, making sure that I put the right side down. And then his legs. I'm going to put my little tail here. The tail being one of those pieces that I was telling you, you have to make sure. You see in the picture of the fox that I showed you, his tail was on this side. I'm going to reorient it on this side. That's just my preference. You can put it anywhere you want in your piece. He has a little tree in my foreground here. I'm going to do a little puff of snow up here. And another little tree. Now, I have this fancy little glitter paint marker that I wanted to use to do the highlight in the eye instead of having a whole nother layer to do a little shine in his eye. You can also use this kind of marker to write your name on the top of the stocking if you want to. They also sell the glitter paint that comes in a little tube and a little short bottle, and you have to have really nice handwriting to be able to write with that. I chose today to do heat transfer vinyl. I cut this with a Cricut. You don't have to do this by any means. You can get individual iron-on letters. You don't have to be so fancy. They have them at Michael's or any craft store that you get. So if you choose to do heat transfer vinyl, you just want to have your image ready and have everything prepared, because once you start, you can't really stop in the middle. So you're going to take your iron and you're going to warm up the fabric before you start to cut. Before you start to apply your transfer. Then you're going to put down, and because I cut this with the Cricut, it had to be mirror cut, which means it's going to cut out backwards and it's going to look wrong until you turn it over to apply it. And you put it down. Once you're done, you just peel away the plastic. You want to be kind of easy, making sure, see, I missed a spot there. So you want to make sure you just go back before you tear your letter. When you take off your transfer top, you want to make sure that all your vinyl is stuck down really well before you peel it away and tear anything. So there you have it, my very own DIY Caleb Christmas stocking.